Hello everyone. So today we are going to discuss about the circulatory system, where I'm going to discuss about one of the vital organ of our body, that is our heart. So heart, as you know, it is an organ which works continuously. It acts as a pump for the transport of blood. Okay, and it is located in the chest cavity, and its size is similar to that of our fist. So let's start. So what are the components of the circulatory system? As you can see, the circulatory system consists of blood vessels, which include vein, arteries, capillaries, heart, which is responsible for the pumping of blood, and lungs, which act as a purifier. So before discussing about the circulatory system, how it works, we need to know what is the striking difference between the vein and the pulmonary vein, and artery and the pulmonary artery. So as you can see, the striking difference between vein and pulmonary vein is the vein carry carbon dioxide rich blood from all parts of the body back to heart, while pulmonary vein does the opposite. It carries oxygenated blood from lungs to the heart. Striking difference between artery and the pulmonary artery is artery carry oxygen rich blood from heart to all parts of the body, while pulmonary arteries carry deoxygenated blood from heart to the lungs. So this is the diagrammatic representation of our circulatory system. Here I have just added a simplified diagram for your better understanding. As you can see, these two diagrams are completely similar to each other, but here I have added a more detailed and simplified view of our heart, simplified diagram of our heart. Before discussing about the circulatory system, I need to make you acquainted with all these terms written here. Pulmonary artery, pulmonary vein, vein and artery we have already discussed. So what is this things? This septum, atrioventricular valve, tricuspid valve. So as you know that the superior vena cava, inferior vena cava. As you know that our heart is four-chambered. It consists of two atria and two ventricles. And you can see in the diagram also there is a left atria, left ventricle, which is present on the left-hand side, and right atria and right ventricle present on the right-hand side. So the left side of our heart, it carries oxygenated blood, while the right side of our heart, it carries deoxygenated blood. And there is a barrier, there is a partition between this atria, right ventricle, and left atria, left ventricle. There is a partition that is called septum, and the septum is responsible for avoiding the intermixing of deoxygenated and oxygenated blood. And as you can see, again, there is a valve present between the left atria and left ventricle. There is a valve present between the left atria and the left ventricle. This valve is responsible for preventing the backflow of blood from ventricle to this atria, from left ventricle to left atria. Okay, and this septum, I have already discussed what is the function of this septum. And there is another valve present between the right atria and the right ventricle, that is a tricuspid valve. Tricuspid valve. This valve is also responsible for preventing the backflow of blood from right auricle to right ventricle. So if you look at the direction of the direction in which the blood flows, we can see it moves from this, it moves in this direction. So it moves from the oxygenated blood, it moves from lungs to the left auricle, from left auricle or left auricle or left atria. Auricle is the other term for atria. From left atria to left ventricle, and from left ventricle to rest of our body parts. Okay, so the vessel which is responsible for carrying the deoxygenated blood from lungs to the left auricle is pulmonary vein. Okay, and then from left ventricle, the blood is pumped to rest of our body part with the help of artery. This is the direction. The right hand side, this is the direction. So inferior vena cava is responsible for carrying all the deoxygenated blood from the lower part of our body to the right ventricle, and from right ventricle the deoxygenated blood moves to the right auricle, and there is a valve called tricuspid valve which is responsible for preventing the backflow of blood from right ventricle to right auricle. Superior vena cava is responsible for carrying all the deoxygenated blood from the upper part of our body to the right auricle. So from right auricle, the deoxygenated blood is pumped to the lungs with the help of pulmonary artery. So this is the way in which our circulation, blood circulation takes place, and how the lung is acting as a purifier. Then, as you can see, this vein is responsible for carrying all the deoxygenated blood from all parts of our body to the heart, and it is responsible for pumping the oxygenated blood from heart to other part of our body. As you can see, these two diagrams are completely similar to each other. This is just a simplified view that I have drawn for your better understanding. So this is all about the circulatory system. So thank you.